Hello, Leo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a 7 of Swords to begin. I feel like you're somebody who you generally believe in people, you know? I feel like you give people a lot of the benefit of the doubt. You're very open-minded. I feel as if you kind of take people at their word. You take people in terms of what you feel their intentions really are. Sometimes we have intentions to do something or say something or be a certain way, and it doesn't always come through that way, you know. So you really try to look behind people's words, behind people's actions, to feel them out, to see what they're really, trying to say or trying to do, right? So we have a tendency then to give people the benefit of the doubt, to judge people by their intentions rather than by their actions. Okay? Sometimes, though, you feel like you can't trust people. We'd be foolish to go through life trusting every single person that we meet, even those who have the best of intentions, or we feel they have the best of intentions, there's still something that will tell you, be careful. Don't reveal too much about yourself to certain people or in certain situations. Okay, so you're very open, you're very accepting, but you're still very careful. And there's, I think, a really fine balance with that. Okay, I think you're involved in something right now for which you're getting a lot of feedback. And it's difficult to sift through some of that feedback. Some people are saying how great. Some people are saying, well, it's not that good. You're getting sort of mixed reviews on something that you're involved with, okay? Whether it's a creative project or your performance at work or your plans in life or anything at all, okay? We'll see how this energy is developing. Let's look at some more cards. Well, now we've got a Leo Power card. That's the Prince of Wands. So we ring the bell for the Power card. This is one of the cards that represents the Leo energy. Okay, this is you sort of persisting through this work, that you are not shifting gears. You're not slowing down, you're not speeding up, you're not doing anything differently. You're staying at the same speed, the same trajectory, right? And yet there's all this feedback coming in. So you're not really moved by it yet. And I think maybe this is really important that we have this, because this card, it's like the Ace of Swords is going right through the gauntlet, and there's all these other swords that are trying to attack it, tell it good things, bad things, a lot of criticism, a lot of flattery, but we're trying to just stay on course. And this is the card, of course, of staying on course. This is you not moving, not being moved, not speeding up, slowing down, nothing, right? You're staying the course, you're being very steady, very consistent in what you're doing right now. And that's kind of the message. And this is difficult to do, especially when we have all of these different opinions coming in, positive and negative, right? Even the positive opinions can sometimes influence us to start driving faster, to be a little bit more carefree about things, right? Be a little bit less serious. I got this, And the negative, the criticism, of course, might influence us to slow down, to rethink things, to make little adjustments here and there, right? You're being told in no uncertain terms to stay the course, right? I feel like you're getting very, very serious about your destiny. And the work for you right now is to not let yourself be influenced by the opinions of others, positive or negative. Keep doing what you know to be true. Stay committed to what is meaningful and what is powerful for you. Let's see what's underneath the surface. We got that 10 of Cups. So you have all the inspiration within you that you need, right? You don't need someone to tell you, hey, you're doing a good job. You don't need someone, alternatively, to come and say, hey, you could be doing better, right? You have a very accurate gauge of your own progress, okay? 10 of Cups here. This is sort of an ideal of happiness. This is sort of, this is us able to see how far we are progressing and where we need to put more work, where things are going absolutely perfectly, and this is within you. So you have this kind of standard against which you're judging yourself. We don't need other people to do it. We're perfectly capable, right? So this is good. I think you're somebody who can get a rather clear, now I was going to say objective, but it's not objective. It's very subjective. You get a very clear feeling of how you're doing. It's almost a gut feeling or an intuition. You don't need anybody else to criticize you or to flatter you or to, sing your praises, right? Because you can feel it. You have this internal gauge that tells you whether you're on the right course and what you might need to change. It's a feeling thing, right? I feel as if you're kind of led by your feelings in a way right now, in a very instinctual way. Let's see what's behind everything. 2 of Pentacles, major change, harmonious change. I think that you've made a conscious decision in the recent months to effectively change your life. And this could be any number of things. It could be one particular thing. Maybe this was kind of one day we just said, I'm changing careers. That's it. I'm doing it. It doesn't mean we changed literally that day, but we started this process. See, this is still a 2 of Pentacles. It's very close to source. We had step 1. This is maybe step 2. Okay. It doesn't mean we have fulfilled that decision yet, but we've made the decision and we've started the journey. Okay, if I say, that's it, I'm changing careers. Well, the first thing we do, maybe step 1, is to figure out what career am I changing into? And then the next step would be to sort of explore ways that I could get into that field or that industry. Okay, so it doesn't mean that just overnight suddenly we're in a new career, but we've started the process. Maybe this is career, maybe this is your artistic expression, maybe this is your relationship, maybe this is friends, family type of things, maybe this is literally sort of making the decision to move somewhere, international travel possibly for you. I am getting a connection with Northern Europe. I don't know if you're from there, you have people there, family there, if that's where you want to go. But there's something with sort of long distance travel in your future, okay? And it's because of these things. This is the ball that's already rolling for you. You've already made that conscious decision to effectively change your life, okay? And it might just be one central thing. It might be a lot of little things too, okay? Let's see what's up above everything. Back to the swords, back to the air energy, yeah? So it's difficult to sort of fend off the opinions of other people. And it's kind of like we wish we could just not listen and just completely plug our ears up and not have to hear anyone's opinion. Maybe your family has very strong opinions about what your decisions are, what your plans are, and how you're kind of directing your life, right? It's difficult for us to remain unaffected by that, okay? We either want to sort of fight back or we internalize it, we take it personally, and it starts to make us think, yeah, well, gosh, maybe they're right, And then, of course, our Prince of Wands gets sped up or slowed down or starts to wobble a little bit. We don't want to wobble, right? So I think this card is really about you consciously trying to not be moved or affected by those opinions. This is you trying to sort of parry those other swords coming in, parry those attacks, in some ways defending yourself against them, even the good, even the praises. It's kind of like, thank you, I appreciate that, but you're trying not to really let it affect you. We get too much praise and we start to think that we can do anything, we don't need to put in any effort, and we're somehow invincible, or all these things that can happen, right? You're trying to avoid that just as much as you're trying to avoid getting into a slump where we start to believe the negative stuff. You're trying to just believe in you and what your gut is telling you, not what other people are telling you, good or bad. So this is the card that tries to defend against being moved by that, but at the same time, taking in the information, allowing ourselves to learn. If somebody says, hey, I have some lead on how you can maybe get into that industry, or I know a person, or I think you'd be very good at that. Have you thought about looking in that direction? We don't want to automatically take it personally or take it emotionally even, but we can accept the data. If somebody has a lead on something, we say, oh, okay, I'll investigate that, but I'll make the decisions internally, right? So it's really a fine line between allowing the flattery or criticism of others to move us, and simply taking in that information and thinking, okay, well, I'll look into it, right? If somebody says, hey, you're kind of doing something wrong, maybe there's a better way to do it. Okay, I'll look into it, right? And you'll investigate for yourself, and you'll feel it out. Let's see what's in the future position. Of course, we have a Six of Pentacles. The successful accomplishment, the successful move. This is kind of the Six of Pentacles is sort of the best day of your life, the crown of success for you. Okay, so when we have that too, we see it then working its way through this veil of air, so to speak, air and water, I guess, and we're achieving the Six of Pentacles. We're accomplishing what we set out to accomplish. This is you aligning everything in your life. This is if we were moving overseas somewhere, or maybe you're moving to Northern Europe, this is you kind of arriving there and saying, okay, I did it. It doesn't mean your work is over. It doesn't mean your life is over, but this big life change, this big transition has been accomplished. Okay? And I think it's being accomplished in a way that very much is how you envisioned it. See, this is a mirror image, right? So I think that the imagination that we hold, the vision that we hold of what this is going to be like, I feel like you're coming very close to it. This is this is tremendous success. The card itself is called material success. Okay? And material success is in a lot of ways the material world now appearing in a very tangible, sensible way, exactly how I pictured it. So really the first step is knowing what you want and being able to visualize it, and then to manifest that visualization into something sensible. And that's what this card is, and this is very good energy. So you are getting very serious about your destiny, and I think that you're getting very close to accomplishing this, or whatever this big kind of life transition is. Okay, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the Factor, Infinite, and Unknown. We're going to put our very own Kelly Kapoor right on top. Big shout out to Mindy. Heard she's a fan of the channel. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If you have a prediction for that card, put it in the comments. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's totally free, and it doesn't cost anything. Okay. It's very supportive of the channel, too. It's one of the best ways to support this channel, and I appreciate that. So let's look at your general energy now on the path of the Serpent. Five of Swords. Shows again the difficulty of taking in all of this sort of intellectual information and not letting it really move us. It's difficult not to be moved. The air is moved. There's a lot of good thoughts, bad thoughts. There's flattery. There's criticism. I feel like you got a lot of people around you that are always that they always have an opinion. I don't know if it's family members, friends, coworkers, but you got some people saying, how good of an idea this is. Some people are saying, this is crazy. Why are you doing this? And everybody seems to have their opinion about what is best. Everyone's a critic, right? Everybody knows what's best for you. But you have to rely on you. The Ten of Cups. You know what is best for you. You know what the picture of satisfaction and happiness and success looks like for you. Only you know this, okay? In its entirety. Or only you can know that. in its entirety, because I think sometimes those opinions of others get our thoughts a-spinning. Okay? And we've got to try to resist. Anytime we get a 5 of anything, we start looking around for the 4. We're starting to overthink a little bit. We're starting to question things. We're starting to maybe have doubts. We're starting to say, well, maybe. No. Right? We got to cut it off right there. For that, let's do a Language of Flowers affirmation card. You've been having some sort of stomach issues lately, right? I think there's been some, I don't know if it's acid reflux or something like that. Health, yeah. Focus on all parts to make the whole. Interesting. I just got that image of the kind of the indigestion, the acid reflux kind of thing, you know. And then we get the card of health, and it says that we have to focus on all parts to make the whole. Okay, and the whole that we're trying to make, of course, is this, and well, this ultimately. So I feel the 5 of Swords is a lot of different things are factoring into your general energy right now. I think we're trying to sort of navigate all the opinions from everybody around us, right? Everybody's like feeling that they have a right to give you advice and tell you what to do and give you their opinion, right? And I think we also have to address some of the physical things that we're feeling. Are you feeling exhausted, tired, run down? Are you feeling sore, achy, right? Do you feel the kind of, is it more acid reflux than usual? I feel like it's not something new. I feel like you've always kind of had it, but it just feels like it's more. And sometimes the 5 of Swords can be a little psychosomatic in its effect. Okay, so stress causes physical innervations, physical manifestations of stress. Okay, I'm not a doctor. This isn't a medical reading. I feel like this is something that you're very aware of. And this is just, I think, a gentle reminder that we've got to take care of our mind to take care of our bodies and vice versa. In the environment here, there we go. Now, there we go. We've got the Empress. Very nice. This is our first major arcana card of the day. And it happens to be the Empress. It happens to be in the position of the environment. So I think that this is a couple of things. One, this is about you needing to heal, needing to focus on your health and your well-being. Surround yourself with people that, not people that support you, not people that sing your praises, not people that tear you down and criticize either. People that support your decision and will be there for you in a way that is nurturing and healing and healthful. I don't want to surround myself with people that just tell me how great I am, you know? I mean, as much as we sometimes do want that, it's not what we need. Nor do we want to surround ourselves with people that just tell us how terrible we are, right? We can do that ourselves. We don't need any help. We need people that are not going to do either, that are just going to support us in whatever decision we make and be there for us and can offer assistance if we should ask, you know, but aren't trying to in any way direct us or it's kind of Mother Nature, right? We can go outside and we can do anything we want. We'll have to suffer the consequences for it, but nature provides us that space to be free, right? To have our own sort of free will in the natural world, you know. We are bound, of course, by certain physical characteristics and limitations and stuff. We need air and water and shelter and things like that. But it's an environment that is, in a way, sort of live and let live, you know, but still very supportive, very nurturing. At the same time, I feel like this is you creating your sort of ideal world. This is where you're going. This is why you're making this big life transition, to bring yourself to the type of life, the type of environment that you want. I really do feel like it's some sort of a physical relocation. But it's setting yourself up for a life that is more loving, more supportive, more healing, more health-focused, definitely more nurturing, right? This is a very strong sort of maternal energy. And it feels like you need to be in a place that is supportive and healing for you. And that has something to do with this big change you're making, or these many little things that you're changing in life. Whatever the Two of Pentacles is, they are changes toward a healthier, happier life. Okay? And maybe there's a central focus on the physical well-being. You know, you're trying to create for your life an environment that's less stressful and therefore more healing. Yeah, maybe a lot of little changes to minimize stress. Yeah, to set yourself up for a life that you can have a routine of health and wellness, right? Mental, emotional, and physical. This is a very good card. There's a lot going on in the Empress card. And it's all usually very, very positive. Of course, every card has light and shadow. Okay? I think the light is really, really bright in this card today. What's the obstacle here? Well, Four of Pentacles. The obstacle is our physical limitations, of course. You may be dealing with a chronic illness too. I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of a chronic health condition with you. Maybe it's the acid reflux. And again, I'm not predicting anything. It's something you already know about, but it seems like it's sort of a physical limitation in a way. As the obstacle, this is also kind of the idea that we're sort of closer to the beginning than to the end, in a way. And what I mean by that is sometimes it feels as if it would be easier to just to go back to go back to where we were than to keep pushing forward. It's like you've made all of this progress, but you've yet to get on the plane and go land in your whatever, Norway or wherever it is, right? So it still feels like it's very far away, and it feels though even if it's been months in the making, you've done a lot of things to prepare already, it still feels like it's easier and closer to just stop and go back to where you were. Okay, because it's familiar, because it's comfortable, because you're just tired and sore, you're stressed out, you know. And so this card is sometimes this is the coziness of our bed that just says, come back to bed. Come back to bed. You haven't left the house yet. Come back to bed. You know, your pillow and your blankets are calling you, right? And I think that's why it's a good idea to make your bed first thing in the morning. Because then when you look at it, it doesn't look so inviting, right? It's just kind of, it's cold, it's clean, it's ready for later. If the blankets are all still there's still the indentation where I've been laying, the blankets are all twisted up, it looks really cozy. It looks like I could just slide right back in, you know? I think you're somebody who probably does make your bed first thing in the morning, right? So that we're not tempted to get back in it right away, anyway. But, you know, sometimes we need to. And sometimes we should, really. If that's really what your body and your soul are telling you to do, then do it. But don't see it as a kind of a throwing in the towel. Okay? So very interesting card. It's the security of the kind of the current environment. When we're looking to transcend that, if we take where we are, we add the 2, what do we get? 2, 4, 6, right? So this is where we were. We have to make some changes if we're going to level up and get the 6, if we're going to improve our circumstances. And I think in a very general way, that's your purpose here. To transcend your current life, to improve the quality of life for yourself and your loved ones, to alleviate suffering for yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, and for your loved ones. Okay? We're going to go from a 4 to a 6 here. We got to implement these changes. Let's see what the final outcome is here. Of course, the Fool. Very good. I love that. The Fool feels right at home in that Empress energy. Okay? Right at home. The Fool is really a card that can lay its head anywhere. Right? Wherever I may roam. Wherever we lay our head is home. And to me, it kind of feels like this is your... feels like it is your transcendence. It feels like it is, in a way, freedom from any of these limitations. It's freedom from the opinion of others. Surely we've overcome all that air energy. Don't call me Shirley. The Fool is non-attached. The Fool's a big fat zero, right? In one ear and out the other. Nothing sticks. So in that sense, all of this air energy that's coming at you, I feel like we're just blissfully ignorant of it. We just don't care. You know what I mean? It's not affecting you. And I feel like that the practice of non-attachment is a great way to lower your stress. And even if it's just through meditation or dance or rest and relaxation of some very easy breathing exercises, going for a walk, spending time in nature, these two cards together are very, very powerful for healing. Right? The physical healing, being in nature, and just sitting on the grass next to a tree, doing nothing but watching the birds, right, is very healing. And it's a very good way to de-stress and to relax your mind, which is, that's a very central component of the Fool card, is just letting go of everything, letting go of the mental stress. Okay, so these two cards together, especially in their positions, because these are both kind of representing events, right? These are sort of states of of aspects of your character or internal sort of personal qualities, and then these two cards are things that happen to you, right? And the thing that happens to you when you're out in nature, I think, is very powerful for you. And it's a great way for you to focus on health, focus on all parts, right, that make the whole. And for you to tap back into your ideal, happy, dream come true life here with that 10 of Cups. See, these two cards are very well connected too. This is what's within you, and this is what is outside of you. And to me, it feels like you have this ideal of what perfect happiness is, and the Empress is saying, that's what you're building. This is what you're getting. And it's kind of you're growing this life. You're building this life up. And I think the Fool is a very, very good final outcome card too, because it does say that we've sort of transcended our present circumstances, and it sort of feels as if your new journey is just beginning, right? And also the Fool is a card of travel. So there's this, again, reinforcement that maybe you are relocating your life in some way, or you're starting fresh, you're starting over in some way. Okay? And this is freedom, real freedom here. We're going to take a look at the mystery card. Looking around here, I'd love to see some more water energy. I don't want to see any air energy, of course. I'd rather not see too much fire. We've got the fire that we need. It just says keep going, right? I think a little bit more water. I think a little more water would be good. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Here we go. The Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is someone who is thinking with their heart, communicating with their heart. And that's exactly right. Because this is, of course, the water energy that's within you. That kind of represents your heart, your ideal sort of life, and what you're aspiring to, what you want, the kind of life you want. And in a way, the Queen of Swords has detached from the air energy, right? Not thinking with your mind. It's just kind of feeling with our heart and communicating with our heart. And it's almost defending that heart against all this energy coming in, sort of like what the princess is trying to do. It's as if we have transcended the air energy altogether, and we're feeling, and we're listening to the heart, and we're acting based on that heart. And that's what we're giving out. That's how we're communicating. So we're defending our heart against any influence coming in. Okay. And I think we've taken ourselves out of the intellectual energy. The 7, the 5 of Swords. And I feel like the Fool really kind of predicted this, that we would be kind of cutting ourselves off from that. And almost like we've found that silence. And we've discovered the clarity, the silence, the way to sort of not hear it. Not hear the doubts, the criticisms, anything, the opinions, all of it, right? So we're getting this, again, I'm not going to say objective, it's very subjective, but it's a bigger picture. We're seeing the bigger picture. We're feeling our way forward because we've risen above all of that tumultuous air energy and even, the tumultuous emotional energy. And we're just in that kind of realm of pure feeling. Yeah, but we could see the larger picture here. And only you can see that. That's why it's very subjective here. Nobody can see this but you, right? Nobody can know what that is except you. And so this card, I think, really confirms that, really lets you see the larger picture of what you're doing because we've risen above all of that mental stress and turmoil. Yeah. All of the doubts and all this sort of stuff. We're going to do an extended reading too if you want to stick around. There's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Leo every Tuesday and Saturday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.